Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of algae to explore a very special organism called Vaucheria. Have you ever seen a bright yellow-green mat of fuzz growing on damp soil or in a pond? You might have been looking at Vaucheria. So what makes it so special? Vaucheria belongs to the Xanthophyta or yellow-green algae. Its most amazing feature is its structure. Imagine a single, long, continuous tube like a tiny hollow thread, but with no walls inside to divide it into separate cells. This entire filament is essentially one giant cell packed with thousands of nuclei. This is called a coenocytic or siphonaceous structure, and it's a super advanced design for an alga. These filaments can grow into dense, tangled mats that look like felt. Now, why is it yellow-green? Unlike the grass-green algae we often think of, Vaucheria has a unique pigment cocktail. It contains chlorophyll and C, but very little chlorophyll B. What it does have is a ton of yellow pigments called xanthophylls. This mix gives it that distinctive bright, almost yellowish green hue. Let's peek inside one of these filaments. The outer wall is made of cellulose and pectin. Just inside that wall is a thin layer of cytoplasm, which is where all the action happens. This cytoplasm is filled with countless tiny nuclei and small disc-shaped chloroplasts. A huge central vacuole runs down the middle of the filament, pushing everything else to the sides, and instead of storing food as starch like plants, Vaucheria stores it as oil droplets. This entire setup, one long tube with no internal walls, is the classic siphonaceous body plan. How does Vaucheria make more of itself? It has three main strategies: vegetative, asexual, and sexual reproduction. Vegetative is the simplest. If a filament breaks into pieces, each piece can just grow into a new, complete filament, easy. Asexual reproduction is a bit more dramatic. The tip of a filament swells up and seals itself off to form a sporangium. Inside, a large, multinucleated, multiflagellated zoospore develops. Think of it as a superspore. When it's ready, a pore opens and this impressive zoospore swims out. After a short swim, it settles down and germinates into a new Vaucheria filament. If conditions are tough, it can also produce non-motile spores called aplanospores. But the most advanced method is sexual reproduction, which is Oogamous. The alga grows two specialized structures right on its filament: a curved finger-like antheridium, which is the male part, and a swollen globe-shaped oogonium, the female part. The antheridium produces small male gametes with two flagella. The oogonium contains one large single egg. The male gametes are released, swim over to the oogonium, and one lucky gamete enters through a pore to fertilize the egg. This fusion creates a thick-walled, super-resilient zygote called an oospore. The oospore can survive harsh conditions like drought or cold by going dormant. When conditions improve, it germinates and grows into a brand new Vaucheria filament, completing the life cycle. So, is Vaucheria useful or just a fuzzy green thing? It's actually quite important. Ecologically, it's a primary producer, pumping oxygen into freshwater ecosystems and serving as food for tiny aquatic animals. It also helps stabilize soil in wet areas. For scientists, Vaucheria is a fantastic model organism for studying coenocytic structures and how cytoplasm moves within a single large cell. Plus, it often grows in clean, unpolluted water, making it a useful bioindicator of water quality. However, it's not all good news. Sometimes Vaucheria can grow too much, creating massive mats that clog irrigation canals and ponds. These dense mats can block sunlight, harming other plants below. When they die and decompose, they can use up all the oxygen in the water, creating problems for fish and other organisms. So, to quickly recap, Vaucheria is a yellow-green alga with a unique tube-like coenocytic structure. It reproduces vegetatively, asexually with impressive zoospores, and sexually through an advanced oogamous process. It plays a vital role in ecosystems and scientific research, but can also cause problems when it grows out of control. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Vaucheria. It is a perfect example of how even the simplest looking organisms can have incredibly complex and fascinating lives. If you learned something new, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more biology adventures. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.